Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
New information tonight. Authorities say 15-year-old Jonah Borth has been identified as the teenager killed in Grand Forks County. Today, a judge set bail at $250,000 for the woman accused of killing Borth in Northwood Sunday night. 32-year-old Samantha Wilson is charged with murder and contact by bodily fluids on a corrections officer. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us now with our story. Bailey.
Andrea, court documents filed late last night say when Grand Forks County deputies responded to the 200 block of Lander Avenue, although measures were taken to try and save 15-year-old Jonah Borth, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, documents say Borth was struck in the chest area after Samantha Wilson fired one round of a 9mm pistol. Police say at the time of the shooting, Borth's father, as well as Wilson's two 8-year-old children, were also inside the house. Documents go on to say once at the jail, Wilson became uncooperative, banging her head on the windows and the cage of the patrol car, as well as intentionally spitting blood on an officer. Now, there are still many questions in this case that even Grand Forks County calls complex. They say they are still working to determine a motive and how this tragic accident came to be. Andrea?
All right, we reached out to Samantha Wilson at the Grand Forks County Jail, but have not heard back yet. She is set to be in court again on March 2nd. Visitation for Jonah Borth is set for Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Grand Forks. The church will hold funeral services on Friday at 11 a.m. More of the same today, but predictable weather isn't all bad. The fog and flurries are a constant reminder to slow down. Here's Hutch with your No Wait weather planner for tonight. Hutch?
Certainly slowing around down is a good bet for tonight. Once again, more fog and some light snow moving through the valley. Here is a look at I-29 near Grand Forks. Some reduced visibility, no real significant snow showers there yet. But out to the west, Ariska, Binford, and New Rockford all showing some signs of some fresh snow on area roads. Here in the FM area, it's certainly gray, it's certainly cloudy, but no heavy snow yet. The radar shows some moderate snow in Walsh County up there near Grafton and Park River, pushing into western parts of Grand Forks County. And look at this, while we are in the chilly teens, our neighbors out to the west are, well, they're beginning the banana crop out there in Hettinger. It is 40. Count them, 40 degrees tonight, nothing near that for us. In fact, our forecast model has more of that mixed precipitation moving through the FM area late this evening. So if you are driving out and about to the good old hockey game or wherever your travels take you, take it slow. Give yourself extra distance between you and that car in front of you. Temperatures similar in the Grand Forks area. Now, as we take a look, we do have some much warmer air coming our way, Andrea. I can't wait to share with you the exciting news there. In the 7-day planner here in just a few minutes.
I can't wait to hear it. Thank you, Hutch. We now know the name of the man who was found dead in the parking lot of a Fargo business. Police are identifying the man as 30-year-old Wesley Gunhammer Jr. Gunhammer was found yesterday in the parking lot of Accent Kitchen and Bath along Main Avenue. At this time, his death is not considered suspicious and the cause is unknown. An autopsy will be conducted to learn more information. A 36-year-old Minnesota woman accused of murder is now taking an Alford plea in the death of Troy Yarbrough. According to court documents, Kayla Westcott and her then-boyfriend, Jason Jensen, tried to kill Yarbrough with an axe and left his body in a shed on their farmstead in Hitterdal, Minnesota. They went to check on the body the next day and discovered he was still alive. Westcott claims that Jensen then killed the man by hitting him in the head with a cinder block. Jensen is already serving 38 years in prison after pleading guilty in April. And now with the Alford plea, Westcott will spend around 32 years in prison. A Hastings man has been sentenced to a year in jail and 10 years in prison for 2 counts of vehicular homicide. Officials say Joe Check pleaded guilty to his role in the July 2018 accident in Rosemount, Minnesota, that killed a 67-year-old woman and her 32-year-old daughter. An unsecured 1-ton boulder, seen here, fell off his landscaping truck as he went over a railroad intersection. Joe Check apologized in court for the accident that took the lives of Karen Christensen and her daughter, Jenna. In a plea deal, Check admitted leaving the scene of the accident.
If there's any bright thing in any of this nonsense, is the fact that perhaps, and people take it from me as having been a victim, if you're hauling stuff for a living, tie it down.
Under the plea deal, which was agreed to by the victim's family, he will serve 6 months in jail and then have 2 months off and then have 4 months back in jail with work release. He will also lose his license for 10 years. The towing continues in Fargo as city crews work to clean up snowy streets. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard looks into why drivers aren't getting the message and how you can do your part to make it safer.
It's just really dangerous, you know. You gotta take it real slow.
Students like Brock Schultz and Molly Sear,
in the winter it gets kind of bad because the roads are smaller.
say 17th Avenue North between 11th Street and 12th Street, which is near NDSU, is usually a nightmare.
It's got traffic normally all day. When the buses are trying to come through and they have to make this right turn onto the 12th Street there can be cars parked like right where that white SUV is, and they can't really make that turn.
NDSU took to Twitter yesterday saying they've seen too many traffic backups and near misses this winter. Some say parking shouldn't be allowed here.
I've actually seen a bus try to make that turn one time and actually clip a car.
City officials say snow was hauled away from the area, helping to widen the road. Public Works says 17th Avenue North has been a problem since the beginning of winter. This was the first time plows were able to make headway. They're asking cars to be moved on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or risk getting a $25 ticket and possibly the more expensive cost of being towed. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Public Works says there's limited parking around NDSU and they don't want to get rid of more parking spots. The North Dakota Department of Transportation is telling landowners not to push snow into the right-of-way and ditches on state highways. It's against the law, and doing so can exaggerate the drifting problems on state highways and create problems for drivers. Also, the DOT is asking landowners not to push snow into the roadway, ditch bottom, and back slope of the roadway. Experts say filing your taxes now may help your budget and protect your privacy. The IRS started accepting tax returns this week, with the April 15th deadline about 80 days away. Many people are eager to get an early start because tax changes last year left many people surprised with what they owed. Still, the IRS says the average federal income tax refund was about $2,800. Officials say there's one huge benefit to filing now.
The biggest benefit to filing your taxes early is to get your refund faster. Over 70% of taxpayers get refunds, and the earlier that you file, the quicker you're going to get your money back. The IRS processes returns first in, first out, so first to file, first to get their money.
Officials say filing early could also protect you from cyber criminals. A powerful earthquake shook buildings in Miami today, forcing multiple evacuations. The 7.7 magnitude earthquake was reported between Cuba and Jamaica. Miami-Dade police reported receiving phone calls of buildings shaking. The Miami-Dade Government Center was also evacuated as a precaution. So far, there are no reports of damage. Today marks 34 years since the space shuttle Challenger exploded just 73 seconds into its mission. All 7 astronauts on board died, among them teacher Krista McAuliffe, who was to be the first civilian in space. Challenger lifted off from the same Kennedy Space Center launch pad as Apollo 10, closer to the public viewing areas than other liftoff sites. The astronauts' families and millions of Americans watching on live television what was then the world's worst space disaster. Fans of Frank Sinatra shelled out thousands of dollars to purchase his gold-seated Italian marble commodes at an auction over the weekend. One of the toilets fetched more than $4,000. They were among numerous items auctioned Sunday. The furnishings came from Sinatra's massive executive suite at the former Golden Nugget Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. As the coronavirus